Hi everyone, my name is Michael Marks, and today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of nature exposure. So first of all, what is nature exposure? So nature exposure is just spending time in natural environments. This can just be simply being outdoors, like here, the picture just being outside in general, whether it's green or blue spaces, which green refers to any where there's green scenery like parks or forests. And these are generally easy to find, or not easy, but more commonly found in cities than blue spaces, which blue relates to bodies of water, which is ocean, lakes, or rivers. And here in San Francisco, we're actually very lucky to have both. There's many green spaces, Golden Gate Park, or just other parks, and there's also blue spaces with the bay just being right next to us. And so why is nature exposure important? So nature exposure is extremely important now as cities are starting to grow and grow and grow, and even and there's increased urbanization. Even living here in San Francisco, the city is just has a lot of people. And yeah, these highly urbanized environments offer productivity and convenience, but they also contain more stressors that affect health negatively, such as higher heat load, carbon emissions, and pollution. And all of these factors come together, and sometimes they create mental health challenges in people due to the urbanized city life. And then these mental health challenges come together and create stress that you wouldn't find if you would not live in an urbanized environment. And so this study is a review that I found very interesting, which is called Nurtured by Nature. And its psychological research is advancing on our understanding of how time in nature can improve our mental health and sharpen our cognition. And this study found that, which is something that I found very interesting that I want to share with you, is that adults assigned to public housing units in neighborhoods with more green space showed better attentional functioning than those assigned to units with less access to natural environments. So just having even green spaces at your home is actually better, shows better attentional functioning than those who did not have any green spaces in their home or close to their home. And experiments have also found that being exposed to natural environments improves working memory, cognitive flexibility, and attentional control, while exposure to urban environments is linked to attention deficits. And so now, what are the physical benefits of nature exposure? So the physical benefits of just simply being in nature is that there's reduced stress levels and salivary cortisol, which is a measure of stress in the body through saliva. And being in nature is also known to reduce your heart rate and also reduce your diastolic blood pressure. Nature also is known to reduce incidence of diabetes and stroke, and it also reduces all-cause mortality. And these benefits are due to just simply being in nature, but they also come up because being exposed in nature also promotes physical activity. So in order to get to a park or to a space where you can actually find this natural environment, most of the time you either have to walk there or what many people do too is biking. So just getting to those natural environments also promotes physical activity, which as we know comes with many more benefits. And so this study was an intervention program that's titled Nature-Based Activities Improve the Well-Being of Older Adults. So for this study, it was a 24-week intervention program on older adults, and it focused on the topic of therapeutic horticulture. So this study was focused on nature exposure and caring for plants, which is a nurturing process that has been shown to promote physical and mental health, as well as development of a personal relationship with nature. And therapeutic horticulture is a facilitated process through which participants enhance their well-being by being involved in the plant-related activities. And so yeah, and this therapeutic horticulture has had many documented benefits and it's gaining importance. And these programs are starting to come up in many healthcare and rehabilitation systems, and also even in residential settings of North America. And so yeah, this study was conducted in a therapeutic garden in Singapore, and it was specifically designed to support mental and physical health. So it was organized gardening that uses the tools that have been known to come up with these benefits. And the findings of this therapeutic horticulture was that it promoted that being participating in it promoted understanding of nature, and it also promoted a sense of purpose in the people who were involved with the therapeutic horticulture and the gardening process. And it also found that it maintained healthy sleep, psychological health, and showed improved cognitive functioning over time. And so the conclusions of this study were that structured nature-based programs play a positive role in maintaining and enhancing the physical and mental health and well-being in older populations. And so now, what are the mental health benefits that come with nature exposure? So as we know, nature exposure actually reduces anxiety and depression. It also improves focus and memory attention. And through all of this, it increases your mood. And so something that I wanted to touch on that I think is very important for older adults is Alzheimer's disease and related dementia, which is unfortunately something that many older adults have to live with, and it's just something terrible. And so yeah, exposure to green spaces is a potential protective factor for brain health outcomes. And literature review of this topic found that 74% of studies found this, that green spaces can actually serve as protection for these diseases. And it also found that intermediate levels of greenness were associated with a slightly reduced risk of dementia. And I think that if you can reduce your risk for dementia, even just a slightly bit, you should do everything in your power to be involved with it and actually to use the benefits to your benefit. And it also found that greater green space access in childhood, adulthood, and older age has been associated with a slower cognitive decline over time in older adults. It also is related to better cognitive functioning. And why do these benefits happen? So these benefits there's two theories that talk about why these benefits might happen. The first one is the biophilia hypothesis, which states that love for nature and ability to thrive in natural environments are inherent to humans, dictated by evolutionary drives and instincts. So we now live in a society where we rely heavily on technology, and relying on technology is relatively new, and it's also unnatural for humans. So this is why this theory suggests that nature exposure has healing properties because we're returning to our basic instincts. And the second theory is the attention restoration theory, which states that contact with nature provides humans a softly fascinating environment that allows the mind to restore attentional fatigue. So yeah, nature enables people to be engaged in an effortless state of mind as compared to other physical environments which demand directed attention and exhaust our cognitive resources. So you might be wondering how much time outdoors is enough to get these benefits. And so this study found that spending at least 120 minutes a week in nature is associated with good health and well-being. And this study used a sample size of 20,000 adults in the UK, which is pretty reliable. And it found that, yeah, people who spent 2 hours in nature reported significantly greater health and well-being. And this was the same pattern even for older adults and people with chronic health issues. They were still able to get these benefits. And it's also the same if it's done in one day, if you get the 120 minutes of nature in one day, or if it's spread out during the week. So it doesn't really matter how you get this time. It's just as long as you get the 120 minutes a week, you will see the benefits. So this then leads us to our trans-theoretical model, which we learned in class, where we try to get people to actually change and make it become a habit and a part of their routine. So many people are stuck here in the pre-contemplation phase where they're kind of not scared, but they're hesitant to do a change in their routine. And so yeah, we want to get them to the action and maintenance phase where it becomes a habit and people actually stick to this change and actually see the benefits that come with this change. So what are the next steps? So just spend time outdoors. You can go for a walk at your local park. which we're lucky to live in San Francisco, that we have many parks, like I mentioned before. One of the big ones is Golden Gate Park. And yeah, there's even many residential parks that are neighborhood parks that you can just take a walk and do something as simple as eating your lunch outdoors. So instead of eating it at your home, just pack it up and take it outside and eat it at a park. And you can just make it fun. Being in nature is fun, and you can also add the social aspect to it. So you can invite your friends and have a picnic outside, or invite your family and have everyone there, have food outside, and just have a good time. So it doesn't have to be something strict like, oh, this guy's telling me to go outside in nature. No, make it fun. And alternative options for people that cannot make it outside or people with mobility issues is to watch nature documentaries. So nature documentaries are actually a great substitute for older adults who are unable to get outdoors, because it also, I mean, obviously doesn't have all of the benefits, but it's still very beneficial for attention focus and the benefits that come with it. And it also found that even nature sounds, like playing nature sounds, like the sounds of crickets chirping and waves crashing, is it found that for older adults that do this, they can perform better in cognitive tests than those older adults who listen to urban sounds like traffic and the clatter of a busy street. And so, yeah, something other that is very beneficial that you can do in your own home is gardening. You can start your own garden, or even just something as simple as having a couple plants in your living room or in your room can also see the benefits of being exposed to that green space, even if it's just small. You'll also see the benefits of it. So yeah, hopefully my talk motivated you to get outside, or again, if you can't, just start something simple at your home. And so yeah, and here are my references. Thank you.